morning, everybody. It's Saturday morning, almost 7, a little before 7 a.m. And I am on the way to do what was kind of the whole point of this trip, or at least the excuse to get away for the weekend. So I am on the way, about a half hour away from the National D-Day Memorial in Bedford, Virginia, which is actually where I was born. And that is where the whole Bedford thing came from. Bedford has been my gamer tag on Xbox and my username in various places, and so a lot of people have known me as Bedford, not my real name, for a while. So that's where that came from. Yeah, I was born in Bedford. The National D-Day Memorial is there because the town of Bedford lost more men per capita than any other town across America on the morning of June 6th, 1944, during the D-Day invasion. They lost 21 guys from Bedford out of, I don't remember how many, I think it was 3,000 maybe in the town. The way it worked back then, and not so much anymore, I think mostly back during World War II, in the National Guard, every company was based out of a town. So Company A of the 116th Regiment of the 29th Division was out of Bedford. Company D, 116th, was out of Roanoke, so on and so forth. So all of, that's bright. So every National Guard company, everybody in that company came from the same town. So, you know, brothers, several sets of brothers in Company A. Everybody, I mean, small town America, everybody knew each other. So it was a pretty hard loss, kind of pretty hard. And that's why the memorial's there. Pretty much the main reason. So they do it's not Memorial Day this weekend, but it's coming up, and they do a 5K every Memorial Day at the memorial, have for the past few years. Last year, my wife and I went and just basically walked it with, you know, everybody else. The year before that, so 2 years ago, I came down with a couple guys from my reenacting unit. I've done World War II reenacting since like 2006, I think, 2006, 2007, and got my start doing some Navy stuff. And then the unit that I spent most of my time with was actually the 29th Infantry Living History Group. And we used to do a lot of events down at the D-Day Memorial itself, like on the grounds there, living history display type stuff. So some of those guys came down, and we did the whole 5K. We didn't run it, but we put our uniform on and uniforms and carried our packs. And I actually carried the 30 caliber machine gun the whole time. That was lots of fun. And so yeah, I didn't want to, honestly, the only reason I'm not doing it in uniform, well, complete uniform today, is because I didn't want to shave, because I've been growing this beard for a good little while. And so I'm wearing one of my old utility tops from my past deployment a few years ago, and I've got my flak vest and my assault pack with 8-pound bag of concrete in it. So those guys are going to be carrying their weapons and gear as well. So I'm not carrying any weapons, but I wanted to be appropriately or similarly dressed in comparison with them, so I don't, you know, show them up too bad. But I'm so out of shape. I'm gonna be dead at the end of this anyway. So yeah, you'll see why when you get there. The memorial is on the top of a hill, and you start at the top, you go down, and then you loop around and go back up. So it's rough on the knees going down, and it's a backbreaker getting back up at the end after you're already tired, whether you're running or walking or whatever. I mean, it's not really that bad if you're just walking. But when we went 2 years ago and I did it in uniform, my wife brought a double stroller and pushed, at that time, 2.5 and a 6-month-old in it, and pushed that thing all the way up that freaking hill. It probably won't show up on camera, but, you know, just trust me. That is where I'm going, and I'm meeting up with a couple guys. We're going to do the 5K, where our mark is going to be to finish it in an hour, I think, because we almost made that last time with gear and everything. We had to stop once to help One of the guys, his pack was coming apart, so we had to stop and fix that. And if we hadn't had to do that, we would have broken an hour. So I think our goal is going to be to break the hour mark again this time. So, and again, like, I mean, 3.1 miles in an hour doesn't sound like that much, but again, terrain is a factor, and the fact that we're tired and out of shape, or at least 2 of us are, and so yeah, that's game plan. So a few years ago, for a Christmas present, my wife's family got me a memorial stone that was put in here. I'm gonna try and find it. I always have a problem finding it every time. All these memorial stones, they're not just World War II, but anybody. When they started putting all these in, as long as you were a veteran and served, they would let you put one in. Oh, there it is. There's my stone. Yeah, it's pretty cool when I found out they did that for me. Honored to be with all these other names. Pretty cool, really cool actually.
Armed forces, they run. 8 o'clock. 15 minutes.
Ready to go. Just past the 1 mile mark. Third of the way there. Damn right. I think we're almost halfway, and I'm dying. I think I'm getting close to 2 miles. 2 miles is gonna be around that bend, I think. And all I gotta do is walk up that there hill, walk around the circle. Easy peasy, right? I might pass out when I cross the finish line. No guarantees. This thing's freaking heavy, and I am out of shape. Here comes the hill. Left foot feels all right. Got at least 1 blister on my right foot, and my arms keep tingling and going in and out, feeling numb from this pack. But hey, final-ish stretch. Almost there. Time was 1 hour 7 minutes. It's good to have that pack off. All right, I made it. I'm back in my truck. Took my gear off finally. Yeah, that was a really terrible idea, but I'll probably end up doing it again next time. So now it's time to go home and take my boots off and see how jacked up my feet are, because my right foot's pretty jacked up now, and then go fish. So yeah, time to get the day started. So I decided to make one more stop real quick before heading back to the lake. Talked a little bit about why the D-Day Memorial is in Bedford earlier before the race, but I'm now in one of the cemeteries here in Bedford where quite a few of the Bedford boys, as they're called, are buried. I try to come here most every time I'm in town. There's been a few times that I haven't, but it's you know, a couple miles from the memorial, so it's no excuse not to come here and, you know, pay respects and remember. And it's small town, so you can look around and a lot of the names are all the same name, you know, family names and stuff on a lot of the big tombstones and stuff. It was a small town America. It wasn't like 21 guys in New York City that all died. It was picture whatever you picture as small town America, where everybody, especially back then, I mean, everybody knew each other. Everybody sat on their front porch and, you know, talked to each other when they walked by. And yeah, it's a lot of guys to lose out of 21 guys out of 120-ish man company. I can't remember exactly how many in, you know, about half an hour. So I'm gonna jump out real quick here, and it's been a year or two since I've been over here, I think, so I'm gonna have to track them all down. I think I know where they all are. They're all right here, pretty close proximity to each other. So I'm gonna go do that. That was Frank Draper. He was killed before he ever even got out of the landing craft. German shell tore into his landing craft and took his arm off, and he bled out in the bottom of the landing craft before they ever even made it to the beach. He was the first casualty, the first Bedford boy to pass away. Let's see if I can find the other ones. Oh, here we go. Here's one more. Ray Stevens and his twin brother Roy were both in Company A. Ray died and Roy survived. I did not have the opportunity to meet Roy before he passed away, but a lot of the guys in my reenacting unit were able to meet him. He was a pretty cool dude from what I hear. Losing your twin brothers, and yeah. And this is John Wilkes. He was the company first sergeant. This was the company commander. Like I said, they're all resting very close to each other. So started right over there. That's Draper right there. That's Fellers right there. Reynolds, Stevens, and then Wilkes is right there. They're all right here together. So always like to try to come here and yeah, just spend a few minutes here. So if you guys, I used to know a lot more about these guys than I do now. I have forgotten a lot of what I used to know, but I still have several books written about them. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to ask. And if you're interested in hearing more of their story, I'm happy to share. So yeah, maybe some of y'all don't care about this, but I feel like this is my lineage. I mean, I'm not related to any of them, but I was born here, and I'm one of a few guys in the reenacting unit that I was a member of who was actually born in Bedford. So I just thought I always felt kind of a connection to them to some extent. So now I'm gonna go ahead and head back to the lake and spend some time with my wife probably, and go fishing and just to keep enjoying our weekend. So I'll see you guys back at the lake. That was crazy. I've never seen anything like that. There was a whole bunch of cigarette boats and racing boats and stuff out here that all just like started out on some sort of a race or a run or something. I've heard of them happening here before, but never seen them actually take off. I didn't pull my camera out fast enough, but it was insane. That little yellow fire boat right there, fire and rescue boat, was bobbing like crazy. That was really wild to see. So that poker run just started a few minutes ago. It's to benefit charity, and basically what happens is they start. Actually, there was some shots from where they started last night. The big hotel-looking area with the big docks and all the fancy lights. They start from there, and there's 7 locations throughout the lake that they all drive to, and they get a playing card at each location. And then when they get back to Mariners Landing, which is where they started, whoever's got the best 5-card hand wins. And it's all dependent. I mean, the winners get, like, the top 3 people, I think, get prizes as well. But with the entry fees and everything associated with it, there's a good amount of it that's donated to charity as well. And I've heard about those things, but I've never actually seen one take off. I was kind of standing there in amazement and not even had the camera out in time to catch the good part, but still pretty cool. All right, we changed our plans a little bit. Was gonna go fishing, but we're actually driving back in town into Bedford to go to a brewery and get some lunch and drinks with the guys that I ran the race with. Well, one guy and then another guy and his wife. So we're packed up and heading there and relax and hang out with them for a little bit, and then head home and pick up our kiddos, I guess. So been a good weekend so far. Time to top it off with a few beers. So those are the peaks of Otter. Sharp top on the left and flat top on the right. That's where Miss Bedford and I got engaged a while back when we were young.
On the top one?
Yep, top of the left one.
Back when we could climb a mountain, when we were in good enough shape.
Not right now, I'm hurting pretty bad after that race. But
I stayed home and slept.
yeah, she was smart. She didn't carry an 80-pound backpack for 3 miles.
Having not trained at all for that.
Who needs training?
A 30-year-old man.
Not 30.
You're in your 30th year.
No, my 29th year.
No, you are 29. Alright, so when you're first born, alright, you're 0 years old. But that whole year before your first... But no, listen, my grandpa told me this. That
You're right, that's what I'm saying.
You're in your first year of life. So you were in your 30th year of life, but you're not 30.
Yeah.
Fiction and fact from Papa's Almanac. That's what he always used to say. Oh, the lovely cars passing.
Yep. So this brick building on the corner here is the old drugstore where all the telegrams came in when the Bedford boys were killed during the invasion.
I can imagine there was a lot of sadness, like on these streets, you know, as mothers and
Small town,
you know, family found out. Yeah, right here in this very street.
yeah.
So weird. Now we just sound like giant nerds,
Why? Because we know the history.
or we care, I guess.
Bedford lost.
So cool. They remind me of the Carriage Apartments in Petersburg. Actually, this Bedford reminds me of Petersburg a lot. You know, just like old historic towns.
Oh, there it is.
This is it.
I'm gonna have to park on the street. There's so much good food. Couldn't eat all of it.
That brisket sandwich was bomb. So good. The beer cheese was phenomenal. What are you doing? I don't want this on the vlog. Taylor, stop. I'm sitting here talking about food.
I know, food's good. Oh, checking in. I'm obviously relaxed. My wife graciously agreed to be my chauffeur, get us back in town, because I ate way too much and drank a little bit more than she did. So I'm all
Don't put
nice.
that in the vlog.
Why?
I had a tasting.
She had a smattering. It's just a smidge.
I had a smidge. She had like
Smidge.
a beer.
Look at how ridiculously close she has to sit to the freaking steering wheel.
Stop filming
She slid
me.
the seat up like a foot.
Stop filming me. I don't want to be filmed.
Too bad. Your seat is like in the window.
I'm a like short little person.
It's ridiculous. Look at this. Look at this. There's like so much space behind the seat. It's ridiculous.
What's our ATM?
I don't know.
What's 409? This person's going slow as the last.
We'll move over.
But the person behind me.
Well, I'm gonna take a nap or get back to my nap now that I was really awakened by phone calls, and we'll check back in later after you pick up the kids or whatever. Not rush this cycle. It's sitting down for 2 hours. Just take this.
Oh, okay. Post race.
All right, we just got home. I'm freaking tired and sore and hurting because I'm a dummy. And it is time to get unloaded and take a nap on the couch. It's Sunday afternoon now. We got home last night and got the kids, got everything unloaded, well, sort of unloaded, and got kids fed and in bed, and then kind of just passed out watching a movie on the couch, and I didn't even think to end the video. Or by the time I did, it was too late and I didn't feel like it. So yeah, Sunday afternoon I'm gonna work on getting some stuff done around the house, and it's freaking hot. I think the real feel right now is right about 100 or just below. So I'm gonna get to work out here, cleaning some stuff up and getting ready for work tomorrow. And so yeah, hope everybody enjoyed the video. A little bit different than what we normally do, but trying to, you know, do a little bit of everything on this channel. Not gonna just be fishing videos every week. So hopefully you guys liked the little more of a travel / daily vlog style that we went with on this one. Kid-free weekend. So thanks for watching. As always, you know, like, comment, subscribe, whatever. I'd love to hear thoughts from anybody who wants to share them, and I'll do my best to reply to them if anybody posts. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.